We are just getting word from TMZ.com. Paris Hilton has been ordered back to jail, everyone. 7 minutes past the hour. This just coming into us here at MSNBC World Headquarters. Paris Hilton, according to TMZ.com, has been ordered back to jail. For those of you who may just be tuning in, wondering how in the world did we get here, the fact is that on Wednesday afternoon, the LA County Sheriff's Department, who has jurisdiction over the incarceration of Paris Hilton, they reached out to the LA District Attorney's Office and said, look, here's what we plan to do. We plan to release her. Their reasoning behind that was because there was some sort of a medical problem. We haven't learned the full extent of that, but it is speculated it was some sort of a psychological problem. You know, it could be that she was just overwhelmed by being in prison. In fact, who wouldn't be? Nonetheless, the Sheriff's Department decided to release her. The district attorney said, you know, we have no intention of amending our sentence. Apparently, the Sheriff's Department was supposed to get some paperwork to the DA's office to sign or to look over before they would either officially amend or not amend. Did not happen. So the LA County Sheriff's Department released her. We all know she was released yesterday in the wee hours of the morning, about 2 a.m. local time there in Los Angeles. Went on home, only to find that there was a most interesting news conference last night held by the LA County Courthouse. And the public information officer last night said, you know, this is most unusual. It's unusual that we're even having a news conference like this, but the fact is we're upset with the LA County Sheriff's Department. They did not consult us. They went and did this on their own. It is an unusual situation. Certainly the LA County Sheriff's Department does have the jurisdiction to release somebody, early, time off for good behavior, that sort of thing. They do so at their discretion, but in this case, it was encouraged for them to go and speak with the LA County District Attorney's Office. It wasn't set up between the two of them. That is why you find Paris Hilton back in court today, and having just learned, again, some 2 minutes ago, TMZ.com telling us that she has been ordered now back to jail. It is an extraordinary set of circumstances. I'm wondering if our director can allow me to bring in MSNBC senior legal analyst Susan Filan to weigh in on this. Susan, you know, I'm saying extraordinary, unprecedented in terms of just the whole picture here. Susan, you might want to turn on your mic.
Well, Alex, it's Sharon in the control room. Let me get you up to date on what we're getting off of the browser right now. If you show it, this apparently, reports are this was a very ugly scene, that she may have left the courtroom yelling, "Mom, Mom, Mom," in tears. Some reports that we're getting that she actually had to be physically taken out of the courtroom. So we're getting a lot of details here off of TMZ.com. It sounds like it didn't go particularly well at all.
Again, for those of you, Sharon's just talking about this coming off of TMZ.com. She's leaving the courtroom in tears, according to them, screaming, "Mom, Mom, Mom." A witness describing the scene as being incredible as she's being physically dragged out of the courtroom by a female deputy. This story is certainly developing. Okay, as we get more information from TMZ.com or Stephanie Stanton, who's outside the courtroom there, we'll bring it to you. But again, Susan, let's get back to the original question to you. I mean, this is somewhat unprecedented in terms of just the whole circus of this, let alone that which happened between the LA County Sheriff's Department and the LA District Attorney's Office.
That's right. It's unprecedented on many levels. First of all, there's never been a case that has shown so glaringly what a double standard of justice we have in this country. You get treated one way if you're rich and famous. You get treated another way if you're the average Joe. Paris Hilton actually shone a spotlight on this by being treated so extraordinarily specially. The court had to intervene, which meant that the court had to get back involved in a case that it thought it had disposed of when it sentenced her in a way that said, you are to be incarcerated, you are not to be given a furlough, you are not to be given a bracelet, you are not to be doing this in a country club setting or at weekends. The sheriff contravened directly the court's order and said, you know what, she doesn't like it here. She's got a medical condition called I don't like jailitis, and let her go. The court had to get back involved, order her back into custody to serve out the sentence that she was ordered to serve. Now, what's good about this is finally justice has been served. This has been corrected. A wrong has been righted. Look, it's unfortunate for Paris that she's upset, but everybody that goes to prison is upset, and prisons are equipped to handle all kinds of medical issues, psychological issues, disappointment and unhappiness issues. It is a corrected facility. It is not a nightclub or a country club. So I'm happy to see that this wrong has been righted. Because let me just tell you what this is about, Alex, very quickly. This is about she should not be treated any worse than anybody. She should not be treated any better than anybody. She should not be treated any differently than anybody.
To that end, Susan, I'm reading right now off the Associated Press and our urgent wires, it has just crossed that she has been returned to jail, everyone, to serve out her entire 45-day sentence for this parole violation. I'm joined right now by the managing editor of TMZ.com, Harvey Levin, who is clearly all over this story. Harvey, what do you know about this angle? Is she going back to jail for 45 days?
Well, my understanding is, and this will be interesting, that there was an agreement before that the 23 days was what they all agreed to. So I would be really surprised if the judge's order is for the full 45, since there was an agreement on the 23 before she went in. That said, what we're told is that she was basically screaming and crying, "Mom, Mom, Mom," as she was like physically pushed by a female deputy out of the courtroom. What you are absolutely going to see now is an immediate appeal, I'm sure, by her lawyer, Richard Hutton, who will get, there's something called a writ of mandate, which basically orders officials to do certain things. And my guess is he's going to file that and try to get what the judge did overturned. That is a certainty.
Okay, just so you know, I grant you that you certainly have cause to wonder about whether or not this is the case. But again, Associated Press, yet another wire, Harvey, coming in saying the judge says she has to serve out her entire 45-day sentence for a parole violation in that reckless driving case. And concurring with what you said, an AP reporter is saying a weeping Hilton shouted, "It's not right." And she called out for her mother as well. And when you're taking a look at video, certainly that preceded this, as she was leaving her home, there being hugged by her mother, Kathy Hilton, who...
It would help if you had a camera. You ready? We're ready. Okay. The judge heard arguments. He heard out the county counsel's office representing the sheriff. He heard the defense. He heard the city attorney. He ruled that he was remanding Ms. Hilton to the sheriff's custody to serve the remainder of her sentence at the Century Regional Detention.
No! 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 No!
Shut up!
What about the contempt? The judge did not address the contempt issue raised by the city attorney. I don't know if he intends to or not.